yo, we represent God.
Who you represent? 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 Who you represent?
Hey yo, we represent God. We represent.
In Mexico, he's performed all over the Bronx. I don't know if you guys know him, he does poetry. His name is KIMI. And special guest, she's a cello player, Viviana Monroe. Viviana Monroe. Thank you.
Thank you for AJ, guys. So, it's gonna be a good night today. We're gonna some comedy, some poetry. There's gonna be some thought-provoking stuff. So, hope you're prepared. Religion, my enemy by fact, because it's religious folk that give Christ more than lashes when it's one is bad. Naysayers. I hear what you're saying, but I don't care, because if there is no God and nothing to live for, then why are you still here? Accusers, take a good look at your hand, because the same finger you point out needs to be pointing back to where you stand. I love the number 3. When things happen at 3, you have to listen. He lived, he died, then he rose again. That was his mission. So you don't have to be enslaved to anything, because the blood shed was for remission. Now I know some people don't fancy the word sin or like to hear about hell, the place where some are go in. But if it wasn't for Christ who went in on sin, the pile of crap that we would be in would have no end. Then, instead of Christ saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, my God, I'll be saying, my people, why have you forsaken me? I have given you life, and it's my grace you said to take from me. Abuse it and turn your ways, or else just get away from me. Everyone who cries, Lord, Lord, won't be saved, and you can't enter into heaven on somebody else's grace. He that has ears, let him listen. I'm trying to introduce you to the truth, and hoping you can get it while you're still in your youth. Get this fire that's within me. It's not just for myself, because greater is he that is within me. I can't do this by myself. And if I get to be me, if I'm not denying myself, why do I do this? Because Christ loved me more than he loved his own self. Don't just take this as another poem that some passionate kid wrote. And don't just take this as me trying to shove the gospel down your throat. This was written partly because I'm a man on a mission. I am part of the few, the proud, the brave. I am Christian. There's more of this, actually. There's more of that. Alright, so, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Alright, I see you guys. Coming out here. Alright, so, I just feel that there's a lack of big ups for ball guys. So I figured I'd give them shout outs, So if there's any ball guys in the room, much love to you. If you guys know any ball guys, keep them well, rub their head sometimes, keep it nice. But so this poem, since there's no support for ball guys, is aptly named My Clean Beat. This head is aerodynamic. What you know about that? When I step up in the pool, I don't need a swimming cap. you see, hair will slow you down. You have to tame it, handle it with care. But me, when I get up in the water, the wrist on the scalp, and I'm out of there. See, and I don't mind a little shine, don't give me recognition. It's my defense mechanism. Because you can't fight me if you're blind. So if the sun is out and all my head is the first layer of grease, and some overhead on the street decides that he wants beef, I'll put the head and give him the glare that shines bright like my teeth. And while he's blinded in the day, look on the back, I'm out, son. Peace. You see, I've been to barbershops. I see how long you have to wait. I see all the combs and brushes here, all that stuff is great, but have you ever bleached your scalp? Do you know what that is like? When I'm finished, it's as smooth as that can change a person's life. Now I've heard compelling stories about running fingers through some hair, but I've also heard stories about absolutely not enough the brother pretty scared. And there's things that happen to me that I count as pretty weird, like people love to touch my hair, but not like this, but using a finger. Or I'd like to place their hand on my head and start to pose like a thinker. Or they love to rub my head for good luck. Disclaimer, I am no good luck charm. In fact, when people rub my head randomly, I kind of get alarmed. But hey, it's all good. Word to the wise, and a message for all the bold men. Be encouraged, my brothers, whom I also call friend. Keep a fresh layer of grease on your head. Take care of your scalp. And rest assured that no one will fight you just as long as the sun is out. Be patient with those that pat your head and rub behind your ears. Just know that if they're asking age, you can tell them the dog is. But hey, for those of you that are keeping your head so fresh and so clean, keep it up and represent for your clean being.
Mr. Monroe.
Can you play something classical for me? Please, shut up. Oh. Look at him and look at me. He looks like his breath smells like feet. One time.
Good. This is good. I gotta try this. Good. Yeah, is it good time? Good, okay, good.
You are short and you are round. Did you have a nice big quarter pound?
He looks like a big, nice dancer.
Your generation, who needs salvation? You are so unaware. There's a God up above, and He really do cares. But you built up a great wall around you like China. You're a perfect design, so tell me who's your designer? Who you represent? Who you represent? Who you represent? Who you represent? Who you represent?